Welcome to Apexoraz, where philosophy meets daily life, a space for critical thinking, insight, and reflection. Today we're going to dig into something really interesting, I think. It's called the 37% rule. And it sounds kind of specific, right? But it's actually this mathematical idea about how to make choices when you're, facing uncertainty.
Which is pretty much always.
Exactly. So our goal today is to figure out when to choose, whether it's like big life stuff or just everyday things.
Yeah, it really taps into that classic problem we all face. Like, imagine you're looking for an apartment, say in San Francisco, and you've only got 30 days.
Okay, yeah. High pressure.
Right. And you see a decent place early on, but you think, what if there's something amazing just around the corner?
The fear of missing out. FOMO.
Totally. But then you wait too long and maybe all the good ones get snapped up. You're stuck.
So you're paralyzed by choice, basically. It's that regret thing. Did I jump too soon? Did I wait too long?
Precisely. And, well, math actually offers a surprisingly elegant answer here. It comes from optimal stopping theory.
Optimal stopping.
Okay. And the solution is this 37% rule. The core idea is pretty straightforward, actually.
Lay with us.
For the first 37% of whatever your search time is, could be days, number of candidates, whatever you just look. You explore, gather information.
No deciding.
No deciding. You're just setting a benchmark, learning what's out there, what good looks like in this context.
Okay, so back to the 30-day apartment hunt. 37% is, what, like 11 days?
Roughly, yeah. About 11 days. So for 11 days, you're just viewing places, taking notes, but signing nothing.
And then, after day 11...
Then, the rule says you should commit to the very next option that comes along that is better than anything you saw in those first 11 days.
The first one that beats the best of the observation phase. Wow. Okay.
It sounds a bit rigid, maybe, but mathematically it gives you the best chance of finding the top option without looking forever.
And I imagine this isn't just for apartments.
Oh, not at all. That's what's so cool about it. Think about dating. You spend some initial time understanding what kind of partner you connect with, what your non-negotiables are. That's your 37%. Then you commit to the next person who really exceeds that benchmark you've developed.
Instead of endlessly swiping or thinking, maybe someone better.
Exactly. Or job searching. Same principle applies. Explore the market first, then be ready to accept the first offer that's genuinely better than your initial findings.
It feels very practical, but I know we wanted to connect this to some deeper philosophical ideas. How does this numerical rule sit with philosophy? Maybe start with Schopenhauer.
Yeah, that's a great connection. Schopenhauer had that famous line, we can do what we will, but not will what we will.
Meaning we can act, but we can't just conjure up our ideal outcome out of thin air.
Right. And the 37% rule kind of respects that. We can't will the perfect apartment or partner into existence at the exact moment we want, but we can will our process. We can choose how we make the decision.
So it gives us agency within our limitations. Wow. Makes sense? What about Heidegger? He talked about decision, right?
He did. He talked about being toward decision and the Augenblick, the moment of vision, the decisive moment.
Augenblick.
Yeah. The 37% rule almost pinpoints that moment. It tells you, okay, the time for just dwelling in possibilities, that's done after 37%. Now is the time for action, for making the leap based on what you've learned. It shifts you from potential to actual.
That sounds a bit like Rousseau, too, Reverie is sweet, but action gives it meaning.
Absolutely. That initial 7% is the reverie, the exploring, the dreaming, the learning. It's sweet. It's necessary.
But you can get stuck there.
You can. And Rousseau warns against that. Too much reverie, too much analysis can just be fear hiding as caution. The rule forces the action that gives the search meaning. Which, leads us perhaps to Camus.
Camus and the absurd.
Yeah.
How does a neat mathematical rule fit with, absurdity?
Well, Camus basically said life is absurd because we crave meaning and order in a universe that offers none, and we'll never have all the information to make a perfect choice.
So accepting imperfection.
Yes. The 37% rule is almost an embrace of that necessary imperfection. It acknowledges you won't see everything. You can't, but you still have to choose.
And making that choice, even with incomplete data, is where the freedom lies.
That's the Camusian idea, I think. Defying the absurdity by choosing anyway. The rule gives you a rational way to make that defiant choice. It's not about guaranteeing the best, but about making a committed choice and moving forward.
So the practical takeaway is pretty clear then. Use that first chunk of time, about a third, maybe a bit more, just to look and learn. Calibrate your expectations.
Build that internal benchmark.
And then trust yourself. When you see something that genuinely surpasses what you saw in that initial phase, just go for it. Commit.
Yeah, don't second guess endlessly, because maybe the real wisdom isn't always holding out for some mythical perfect option.
Maybe it's just knowing when it's time to stop searching and simply decide.
Exactly.
Thanks for listening. Follow for more daily life wisdom.